And her two daughters, 3-year-old Celeste and 4-year-old Bella, vanished on Monday. Their startling disappearance triggering a statewide alert as police and the FBI focus on her home outside Denver, where she was last seen.
When I got home yesterday, it was like a ghost town. Like, she wasn't here. Kids weren't here. I have no idea where they went.
Chris Watts, Shanann's husband, says his wife, who's also 15 weeks pregnant, came home from a business trip at 2 a.m. Monday. The couple having an emotional conversation, he says, before he left home around 5 a.m. Watts says Shanann never returned text messages later that morning and never answered the door when her friend arrived at the home at noon. Watts says he knew something was wrong.
I was trying to get home as fast as I can. I was blowing through stoplights. I was blowing through everything, just trying to get home as fast as I can because none of this made sense.
Police who have searched the family home and area with dogs say for now there are no significant leads. The 34-year-old doting mother's car still in the garage.
She left her phone at home, her purse, her wallet, all of her money, her ID.
A mysterious disappearance, leaving a pregnant mother and her children gone without a trace.
Peace and blessings, everyone. I am so happy to be back yet again with another video finally. And if you've been keeping up with me, you know that I've been busy creating decks, been doing a lot of other things as well, and that has kept me from uploading videos. I truly don't have time. I haven't had time to do any personal readings. I haven't had time to do some other things. So Spirit has led me to work on my other gifts and do other projects that I was led to do, which is my oracle decks, also my candles. I'm creating those and other things that I'm doing in the background. I also have a regular 9-to-5 job, guys. So I truly did not have the time, but now things are starting to settle down. I finally created my last deck, which will be available very shortly, probably next week. So you'll be able to purchase all of my decks by next week. That's the Shadow Oracle, that's the Love and Attraction Oracle, and also my Under Construction Affirmation Quotes deck. All right, so be on the lookout for that. But besides all of that, I told you guys I was going to start doing a series of videos called True Crime and Tarot. And this is my very first one from the series of videos, and this is going to be regarding Chris Watts. If you know who Chris Watts is, or you don't know who he is a man who is guilty of murdering his entire family, his wife Shanann Watts and their beautiful daughters. Okay, and this situation has been in the media recently. They also did a documentary, a docuseries on this on Netflix. And, you know, it just touched me so much. And I say, God, whatever messages you can give me to the people, and any messages Shanann and her babies want to give, I want to be that vessel. I want to be that person to let the world know what truly happened. We know what happened, of course. It's all in the media. But I want to get to the roots. If you know me, I would like to get to the root. Not just what happened, what caused this to happen, what spirit or what mindset was going on with the person that did a certain act, or what the personalities of these individuals were, what people didn't see in public, what was going on behind closed doors, what was being masked. All right, the first question I have is, who is Chris Watts? I've already got some insight and some intuitive messages already about Chris as far as his personality, but I'm going to pull the cards first, and then I'm going to give you with the cards what I get from the cards, and also what I am getting intuitively and from my guides. All right, so let's see. Okay, my spirit, angels, and guides, show me, who is Chris Watts? Who is he as a person? Who is he at the core of himself? All right, so we got one card that flips. Who is he? Got me. All right, we got cards coming out. We got 3 swords so far. All right. 9 of Cups. All right, so these are the cards that came out for Chris. Remember, I asked, who is Chris? Who was he before he met Shanann? We want to get into him as a person, you know, even going into his childhood. All right, so here we go. We have, let me move this camera a little bit. Let me move the camera down. Hope you guys can see. The first row is all swords, okay? Swords represent what? Air signs, okay? So I don't know if Chris' mother is an air sign, because I'm getting a strong feminine energy with the Queen of Swords, which represents his mother, his relationship with his mother, okay? I feel like the earlier part of his life, before he met Shanann, his mother was a very big part of his life. The 6 of Swords is the overall energy. That is him and his mother. As you can see, there's a woman depicted in this photo, and she's being led in the boat. Like they're running from something. They're running from something. So I don't know if him and his mother or his family moved around a lot, or him and his mom escaped something. I feel like they were running from something, or always on the move because of something that happened. I'm not sure what's going on or what has happened in his past. I don't know the details. But from what I'm getting from this cards is that he came from a very strong mother, so very controlling type of woman, very and not so very nice. I don't feel like his mother was very nice to him. The mother was controlling. I don't know where the father was at this point, but from what I'm getting from his cards, his mother was a huge part of his childhood, his dynamic, him growing as a young man. So that's kind of telling me that his mama was the head. She pulled the strings. What she said goes. Whether his dad was there or his dad wasn't there, I'm not sure. But if he was there, the mama ran that house. Okay, so I think early on as a child, being in a house with a woman like that, I think it put a negative taste in his mouth, or a negative view of women. Okay, so his mother has a huge part of that. Spirit is telling me his mother, his relationship with his mother, the way his mother handled things or did things in his life really damaged him. And this is why you see the 5 of Swords. You see the 5 of Swords, you see a man with a sword and there's wolves around. And he's trying to protect himself. He's ready for battle. He's ready to, to defend himself. I feel like Chris had to do that at home and maybe even in school. I don't know. Like, I haven't read up on anything. I don't know if it's out there of how his childhood was, how things were for him in school with children or at home. But I see Chris always in protective mode. He's always in protective mode. He's always trying to, protect himself from whomever, from at home. If he was being teased at school, he probably, always had his guard up, always having to defend himself. Because I feel like he was the eyeball in school when he was young. He was the eyed person. He was the eyed kid, and he may have gotten bullied a lot. I feel like his family dynamic, his relationship with his mother mainly, maybe they bounced around a lot, didn't stay in one spot for a long time. And on top of the fact of him having to deal with defending himself either at home or at school around his peers. Okay. The 9 of Wands also shows that. So these 2 cards is defensive cards. You see? So Chris had to do a lot of defending himself. So he dealt with a lot of trauma, basically. This is what these cards are telling us. He dealt with a lot of trauma. He had a lot of childhood trauma that has caused this Chris that we see today. The Chris that has murdered his family. So this is just showing us a little bit insight into what possibly happened to him as a child. It wasn't a good environment, It probably looked good on the outside, but it wasn't so good on the inside, all right? I feel like he was oddball, he was different. I'm not sure if he struggled with weight or anything like that, but something about him made him different and made him odd to other people, probably made him kind of standoffish, all right? That kind of created this quiet demeanor. All right, so this is what I'm getting for Chris. I got the 9 of Cups also, and I got the Knight of Cups. All right, so the Knight of Cups for Chris represents him constantly needing to be stimulated, constantly, looking for adventure, looking for fun. He wanted to escape his real life. He needed to get away. To him, like for him, it was like, I need to build a life for me, needing constant stimulation, trying to find his way, trying to find his niche, trying to find what makes him happy. Okay, and next we have the 9 of Cups. All right, the 9 of Cups play off of the Knight of Cups. Okay, kind of means the same thing, basically. Looking for stimulation, looking for something is meaningful for him, self-satisfaction. All right, so this is what he was trying to do with his life. This is what he craved. This is what he needed. This is what he looked for, because the Queen of Wands was like, you're going to do what I tell you to do. You are going to this school. Stuff like that. Like his mother was very domineering, all right? And I don't see his father involved anywhere so far. So let me pull some more cards. Show me what else I need to know as far as Chris Watts' personality before Shanann, in his life in general before Shanann. All right, let's see what else comes up. Pentacles. All right, so these set of cards, we have the Ace of Cups, we have the Hermit, we have the 4 of Pentacles, we have the 7 of Pentacles, we have the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Magician. Okay, so the Ace of Cups comes up. So this is showing me somebody looking for love. He definitely wanted love. He definitely was seeking love when he, before he met Shanann, okay? I think he may have had multiple relationships before Shanann. I feel like he's the type of person who jumped from one relationship to another relationship, not like every 2-3 months, but he was consistently in failed relationships, looking for love, looking for that person. All right, the Hermit card have came up, so this represents solitude, going inward to yourself. All right, and we also have the 4 of Pentacles. So I feel like even though at some point, I think before he met Shanann, he probably took time out and said, hey, I need to focus on me. I need to focus on taking care of myself. I need to focus on my money, accumulating wealth, working on a career for myself. So after multiple failed relationships, the Ace of Cups mean overflowing with love. So to me, that for him, that's like love after love after love after love. Okay, he's jumping from this person to that person, looking for the love he didn't get from, You guessed it, the Queen of Swords. Okay, so this is what Chris is doing. So before he met Shanann, he may have taken some time, and that probably why when he met Shanann, he felt he was ready to get married. Because I felt like at some point he was like, okay, I need to slow down. I need to take care of myself. I need to start focusing on my money. I need to, focus on my future financially and get stable so I can marry someone. And with the Seven of Pentacles, this is showing a woman watering a plant, so a nurturer. So this is what Chris needed. He liked Shanann because she was a nurturer, and this is what he was seeking. This is what he was looking for in his life prior to meeting her. So when he met her, he saw all those qualities in her. All right, so this is what he needed. He was looking for a nurturer because he never had that in his mother. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what the media says. But all I know is that this is what drawed him to Shanann. Okay, she had a nurturing spirit. She was loving. She was giving. All the things and qualities that he didn't grow up with. Okay, and this is what I want you guys to understand. The underlying reason why some people pick certain people for their spouses or relationships, it's because they lacked this certain energy that this person possessed in their childhood. Everything, every freaking thing we do in our adulthood, every move we made, our reaction to things, all of that stuff stems from when you were a kid. Okay, depends on your household, how you was treated, if it was trauma or abuse. All of that determines how you handle things as an adult. Okay, and the type of spouses and mates you seek or what's drawn to you, because energy attracts energy. So if that energy is protruding through you, you're going to attract those type of people. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune and the Magician. Okay, so these cards are all about Chris, him really trying to reach his goals, trying to get to where he wants to be in his life, stable, having a great job, which he did. His determination and will and drive got him to that person that he wanted to be, which he had in the Wheel of Fortune and Magician. Okay, so this is why this came up for him. When he met Shanann, he was already in a process of building, trying to prepare himself for the future, for a Shanann, for a wife, someone that can give him what he needs. And another thing these cards are telling me is that Chris wanted to be the breadwinner. All right, Chris wanted to be the person. He wanted to be the person that shined. He wanted his wife to be more of a homebody. He wanted his wife to be a housewife. And this is why this came up too. He wanted a nurturer so she can raise his children, take care of him emotionally and physically and all of that. These cards right here is showing, yes, he was in need of love. He was looking for love. He looked for love in multiple places that weren't right. So he took a step back and he decided to focus on his career and all of that because his main goal, he wanted to be married and have kids. Now, the main question is, shouldn't he got married and have kids? Obviously not, because he wound up killing his wife and kids. So a lot of times people, we wanting things that they're not ready for or what they don't need. The ideal life is not for everybody. And as time goes on in this reading, you're going to see why I say this about Chris. This was not his calling. His calling was not to be married. His calling was not to have kids. His calling was not to be in a traditional relationship. And this is what caused his marriage to Shanann to fail, because at some point he realized that this life was not for me. And that's okay. But the problem is when you're not being real with yourself, you're not being real with your partner, then you waste all this time with them. And now this person that gave you kids, you build this life, and now all of a sudden you want to do something different. All right, so the next question I'm going to ask is about Shanann. I want to know about her personality. I want to know about her life before she met Chris. Shanann, show us who you were as a person before you met Chris. Your life, your childhood, your upbringing, whatever you want us to know, whatever you want me to share with people. Use me as a vessel on the day. Right. Queen of Wands. All right, so out the gate with these cards, what I'm getting energetically from Shanann is that she was a person before she met Chris trying to find her way. She was not in a happy place. She just wasn't in a happy place at all before she met Chris. I don't know what all happened with her, but these cards are not screaming to me someone that's confident. You know, you see the Two of Swords here. You see the Five of Cups. We see the Moon card. When she met Chris, or right before she met Chris, maybe even years before she met Chris, she was dealing with a lot within herself. She was not a happy person. She had a lot she had to deal with within her personal life, within herself, in relationships as well. The Moon card to me signifies for her deception, fear. It's not really a good card that the energy I'm getting from the Moon card for her. So she was in a place where she was like, it was just not good. She just wasn't feeling good about herself as a person. She probably had many insecurities. We have the Two of Swords here. It's like she's like ready. Like she has, you see the swords are behind the girl. The swords are behind her, and there's a wolf coming up. So she had a lot of unexpected, you know, hurt that come to her. From relationships. That's what I'm feeling, from relationships, from a love interest, from past relationships, okay? So this is what she dealt with before she met Chris. Maybe even for years, the Five of Cups. Look at that, the Five of Cups. She was not a happy person, man. And it's sad, you know? It's like she wasn't in a good place. She was unhappy, trying to find herself, trying to find her way. And here comes the Knight of Swords. You see this person moving fast. And that's how I feel Chris came to her. He came to her fast. You know, like he wanted to move really, really fast with her. And this is part of his narcissistic personality. I feel that this Knight of Swords represent Chris and how swift he came in. How he came as the knight in shining armor, the Knight of Swords, okay? I feel like whomever she was with before, or probably more than one relationship, she had to go through a lot. She went through a lot of abuse, a lot of emotional abuse, maybe even physical abuse. I don't know, but I feel like she was not in a happy place when she met him. And this is from years of hurt and pain. And Chris came in as a knight in shining armor, and like he can fix things. And like I said, he came in, and he came in fast. He pursued her, okay? So show us what else you need us to know. What else you will need us to know? All right, let's see. Five of Swords came up for her. Four of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, wow, King of Swords, Temperance. All right, so these set of cards, again, speak to me of someone who was defending herself. Like, yeah, she was in an abusive relationship. You see that? Five of Swords came up for her and Chris. And this is where they may have related to each other. Okay, he may have related to her as far as abuse or having to guard himself, and she had to do the same. Secrets they shared, things that they went through, and both of them had to defend themselves. They had to protect themselves from people. And so this is what Chris used to get to her, all right? He was like, look, I know what you're going through because I've been there. You know, saying all the right things, saying the right words. But this is her. This is what she had to do. She had to defend herself. So this is validating for us. She was in an abusive relationship prior to Chris, okay? Four of Pentacles, that's for her. It's the same thing. Like, this is what they had in common. These two cards are showing what they had in common, all right? Because both of these cards came up for Chris too. So this is Spirit, but Spirit is telling me, okay, this is what they had in common. This is what they had in common, and this is what kind of put them together, like attracted them, all right? That energy attracted them to each other, okay? All right, so you know Chris was all about building a life, saving money. He was offering security and she needed security, okay? So that's what the Four of Pentacles represent for them, okay, as well. She in need of security, needing someone to take care of her, basically make sure she's good. She needed somebody that's gonna look out for her more than her previous relationships, the people in her previous relationships did. All right, so this is what drew them together, put them together. But we also have the Nine of Swords, we have the Six of Cups, we have the King of Swords, we have the Temperance. All right, so I'm not going to break down all these cards. I'm just going to tell you what I'm getting because I don't want to take up too much time, okay? So the Nine of Swords is showing that Shanann was just bad place in her life. She was looking for security. She was looking for somebody who would protect her, who would, you know, do right by her, someone that she can have children with, someone she can grow with, have a family with, be prosperous with. This is why we have the Six of Cups here. Okay, the Six of Cups. You see the old people here and the kids. She wanted somebody she can grow old with, somebody that, you know, a typical ideal American family. All her relationships that she had prior was very unbalanced, and so she was in need of that, and Chris was offering that to her. Okay, when she met Chris, when she finally met him, he was offering all those things to her. Okay, I don't know how much she shared with her past relationships, but he used that to his advantage and said, hey, I would never do that to you. The things that she says she needed or wanted in a relationship, he made sure to present that to her. Okay? So she was struggling. She struggled for a long time. She struggled for a long time before she was actually able to let go, to allow somebody else to come in. Okay, to allow somebody else to come in. That's what I'm feeling from her. All right, what else we have? All right, what else? Speak, Shanann. Oh, what's this? Nine of Wands. There we go, Nine of Wands. The Sun. All right, what else we got? There we go, this Chris, all right here. This Chris right here. All right, so we got the Nine of Wands coming on his bird, coming to save the day. Look at that. Look at that. And here we go. We have the Page of Wands. We got the Page and the Knight of Wands. All right, even though he wanted to come save the day, he still had a lot of childish ways within himself. The Page of Wands could represent immaturity. Someone, you know, just, you know, still have a lot of growing up to do. Okay, so basically he wants to be someone that he really wasn't. All right, he coming on his little bird coming to fly, and I'm coming to save you. I'm coming. But he was not ready. He was not ready. He was still immature in a lot of his ways. So this definitely represents him. We also have the Seven of Cups. We have the Sun card. So he promised her a lot of things. He put a lot of things in her head. He made her feel like, hey, you come over here, you be with me. I promise you're going to have the family that you want. You're going to have everything that you ever possibly want. I will never treat you like your ex did you. I will never do you how anybody in your past have done you. I believe a lot of Shanann problems came from relationships, not her family. She just had a lot of failed relationships that kind of ruined her. I think she came from a very loving family, but it's just that her choice in mates was her problem. And because of who she was very, I feel like she was a very emotional person. She was very passionate person. So she wanted love so much. She wanted that traditional life. She wanted a family. She wanted that. And it was so hard for her to find that, you know. She always get these frogs. She's kissing these frogs. And then here comes Chris. So as you can see, we have the Hanged Man here and we have the Four of Swords. Now, you know, the Hanged Man represents her. She's like trying to decide, trying to figure out what should I do. Like, so she gave him a hard time. She gave him a hard time for a very long time. That's why this Hanged Man is here. She was like, man, I don't know. You saying all of this, you speaking a good game, but I don't even think I'm ready for that. So she was like, you know, not sure. She was weighing her options, not sure what she should do regarding Chris when she met him. Okay, I feel like he was very persistent, and she had a hard time letting him in, you know, letting go, because she had been hurt for so long. All right, so this is what this represents. And the Four of Swords for her is her looking for that peace. She wanted to be with someone, but at the same time, she was like, no, I need peace. I need inner peace. I need to work on me. So this is telling me that, you know, yes, she wanted this. Yes, he came offering her this life, you know, offering her a family, offering her children, saying that, you know, I can give you this life. We can build this life together. We can build this life together. You're going to have that financial security. You're going to have that security that you want with me. All right. But Shanann, when she first met him, I feel like she was like, like, it sounds good and everything, but I just need time to myself, because she was literally drained, done. You know how you get emotionally drained, a relationship just takes so much out of you. Like, man, I'm done. I don't want to deal with nobody anymore. I just want time for myself. That was the space she was at when she met Chris. But Chris was so persistent. He came and trying to whisk her away and give her this life, you know. All right, let's ask, how did she feel that day of the wedding? How was she feeling the day she married Chris? Did she have any reservations? Was she nervous? Oh, card flew out. Oh, Seven of Swords. What? Seven of Swords, y'all. Y'all heard I ask about the wedding. How was she feeling the day of the wedding? Seven of freaking Swords. What that look like? That's somebody, you see a wolf sitting, chilling, laying down, and a person sneaking away. So she had a lot of reservations about marrying Chris prior to the wedding. She didn't want to marry him. At some point, she got cold feet or something, or her intuition was telling her not to do it. But I'm feeling the day of her wedding, she was feeling like this. That's what I'm feeling energetically. This is what she wanted to do. She wanted to run away from the altar. And people probably was telling her, girl, it's just cold feet. Don't worry about it. You're just nervous. But she didn't listen to her intuition. She didn't listen to her heart. She was like, she thought it was just fear because of all the things she went through in the past. But I feel like she did not. Yo, y'all see this card, right? I ain't lying. Look at this card. This is what she want to do. This Chris, this her. He laying down being oblivious to what's going on, not knowing that she wants to walk away. What? These cards don't freaking lie. Show me what else, Shanann. What else? Yep. High Priestess, intuition. Right there. All right, so these cards, we know what the Seven of Swords meant for us. So the rest of these cards right here, even though she wanted to walk away, she went back. She neglected her intuition, the High Priestess, because she was very intuitive. This represents somebody that's highly intuitive, very smart. She knew something was off. Like someone was telling her not to do it. Don't marry him. This is why she was sneaking away mentally. Like mentally, she was like, what should I do? I need to walk away. But she didn't listen to her intuition, okay? Because the Eight of Pentacles, he promised her that. He promised her that money, shelter, you're going to be all right. Just come over here. I'm taking you away from the rain. I'm taking you away from the storm. You just come over here and I'll protect you. I'll take care of you. I'll be the man that you need in your life. So he talked her into it. So even though her intuition told her, don't do it, Shanann, don't do it. She longed for this for so long because she comes from an all-American family. She wanted that family. And she now wishes that she would have listened to her intuition. She would listen to herself instead of listening to him and letting him con her. That's basically what he did. He conned her. He conned her. He wanted to be somebody that he was not. As we saw in the cards, he wanted to be someone that he is not. You know how you meet somebody who wants, oh, I want a family, I want that. And then when they get the family, they don't know how to tied to be a husband or be a wife, because everybody's not meant to be married. Everybody's not meant to have children. Everybody doesn't have that instinct, you know? So this is what happened, all right? So even though her intuition was telling her don't do it, this is what made her change her mind, okay? All right, so we have the Knight of Cups, we have the Two of Cups, we have the Page of Swords. This represents his mama. All right, his mama was coming in between that marriage, baby. And I read about that, so this card kind of confirms that. His mother. That's another reason why she wanted to walk away. And the reports show that that was the truth. She did not like his mother, and his mother did not like her. So this is another, this is all the stuff she was thinking about the day of the wedding, around that wedding time. She was thinking about, you know, walking away because her intuition was telling her something, don't do it. But she wanted that stability. She wanted what he said that he would give her. She wanted to believe him so badly. She knew that he had a controlling mother that didn't like him, that was going to come between their marriage. That's what this big ass sword says, show. This big ass sword, this woman's big ass sword saying, yeah, you want my son, you're going to have to go through me, okay? Then we got the Two of Cups and the Knight of Cups. So yeah, this is her coming in between them. Two of Cups, Page of Swords. I can't make this stuff up. Thank you, Shanann. So I'm going to grab my Shadow Oracle for the next question because I want to get into the mind of Chris. And like I said, he is a narcissist, but he's a certain type of narcissist. Okay, so he's not the one that you hear about all the time. He is not the one that's just out there, loud, want to be seen, very physically seen, ego-driven, that's seen, you know. So he's a type that's very subtle, which is called a covert narcissist, okay? The one that we hear about all the time is an overt narcissist. He is a covert narcissist, and there's a difference. This is why he was able to con Shanann and everybody else around him, because he's a covert narcissist. And to me, I feel like the covert narcissist is the most devious one because you never see it coming. They don't have the over-the-top personality that you can see. Hey, this person's narcissist off the top. This person is sneaky. They're quiet. They move differently from an overt narcissist. So this is how he was able to go undetected for years. Okay? So let me grab the Shadow Oracle and we're going to see what Spirit has to say regarding his shadow self. Okay, so we're moving on to the second portion of this reading. I pulled out my Shadow Oracle deck. If you don't know, this is the deck that I created, and this is for shadow work. The main focus is shadow work. You can use it for other readings as well, but it's definitely great for shadow work. And for this reading, I'm going to look into Chris's shadow self. Whatever he was going through inside himself, we're going to find out about that. We're also going to speak on his personality more and what may have caused him to do this. Spirit, show me Chris's shadow self. What does he need to work on? Or what is his issues? What was his issues when he met Shanann? Even before he met Shanann, what was his struggles? What was he hiding from everyone that he didn't want anyone to know? The part of him he kept to himself. Show me. Show me. Genetic. Sexuality. Whoa. All right. What else? What else, Spirit? What else? Show me. Show me. Energy cleansing. Cord cutting. olive. The moon card. All right, you guys, so this is the first set of cards. I'm going to pull more from the Shadow Oracle deck, but this is the first set of cards that we got, okay? So the first card you see is genetic. A lot of what's going on with him is genetic. This is inherited, okay? This personality disorder that he has, which is a narcissist. He's a narcissist. He's a covert narcissist. And I believe this is genetic. This is something that he inherited from his mother. I feel like his mother is a covert narcissist. This is what he grew up in. This is the environment he grew up in. His mother had a strong hold on him, okay? Do I think she probably was abusive to him? No, but I do think they were very strict and always he had to follow the rules. He had to act a certain way, be a certain way, had to do certain things, you know, just the all-American family. But they was very strict in making sure that he did what he was supposed to. But all in all, this is what this is saying as far as genetic far as his personality, the things that he does, as far as relationships, how he handles people, his personality traits, the narcissism, the narcissism that we're feeling, that we're seeing is genetic. He gets this from his mother. That is what I'm hearing. His mother. The next card we have is sexuality. Chris struggles with sexuality, y'all. That, and also I feel like he had a lot of darkness. Like, you know, maybe he was into some kinky stuff like S&M or some just nasty things, you know. So I think that was a dark side of him, a side that he kept hidden from a lot of people. A lot of people did not see that side. I do feel homosexuality or bisexuality. I also feel like kinkiness, like this side of him. He has a totally different side from what everybody sees or everybody knows of him. I'm not sure about his mistress. I don't know what she's into, but maybe she was into some things that Shanann probably wasn't. I feel like that relationship with her, the mistress, he enjoyed it. He wanted it because it was so different. It was so out of the ordinary from what he was raised with, what he was raised in the relationships he's been in. She was different. She kind of tended to his dark side, so to speak. And I'm going to pull cards on her, this Kissinger woman. I'm going to pull cards on her too, but that's what I'm getting energetically. His sexuality plays a big part. And I feel that Shanann did not satisfy that part of him. He looked elsewhere for that. So I feel like he may have cheated on her multiple times before this other woman. Energy cleansing. He is definitely in need and was in need of healing. He could have done a lot of things to be better. And he may have tried those things. You know, he may have tried different things to try to fix himself. But it didn't work. But he was in desperate need of professional help spiritually, because spiritually he was damaged. Spiritually he was dark. Okay, this is a person with extreme darkness, and he needed cleansing. He needed to cleanse his aura. He needed to cleanse and take away that darkness that was in him, because he had an attachment. He had demons. He had demons. And I'm not just saying that. He had demons. And this is why this card came up. He was in desperate need of a cleansing, maybe even an exorcism, whatever you want to call it. This is what he needed, okay? Cut the cord. He needed to cut the cord on a lot of relationships. Cut the cord from the relationship with his mother, the damage that happened. His father, you know, his father's not coming into this in this reading that much. And I feel Shanann's energy is dwelling on the mother, because the mother was the main culprit. Not saying that his dad probably, you know, wasn't the best, you know, or he may not have been as bad as the mother. So he's not coming in as strong in his reading. So I feel like the energy is more on the mother, because the mother was the main culprit. She is the core reason for a lot of things. She is the core reason for, you know, just she had a lot to do with a lot that happened prior to Shanann's death. Okay, so that's why and energetically she's coming in more. So the cord needed to be cut. He had a lot of cord cutting that needs to be done to let go of. He was holding on to a lot of things, a lot of baggage that he needed healing from. He had attachments. This is also representing the attachments, the demons. Like, you know, to cut the cord, you may be having attached spirits to you. You need to let that go. You need to get cleansed, okay? So this is why these two cards came up for him. And he also had to work on forgiveness, forgiving himself. He held a lot in. He had a lot of anger inside himself. He had a lot of animosity towards family. I feel whatever happened in his childhood, however is being painted, I'm telling y'all now, like, to me, what the spirit world is not the truth. Like I say, this is for entertainment purposes only. I have to say that, but I'm going to tell y'all right now, it is not the truth, okay? He had a lot of healing he needs to do. He has a lot of healing he needs to do. He has a lot of forgiving he needs to do. Because he had not done that, there was a lot of build up energy, a lot of build up anger inside of him, okay? Because he couldn't be free. He couldn't really be Chris, to be honest. He was not able to live his full life, who he really wanted to be, because he had an image to uphold for the family. He had to do and be the man that his family, especially his mother, wanted him to be. Okay, so this is why he kept everything secret. That's why the moon card came up for him. He had to keep his sexuality a secret. He had to keep his true feelings and thoughts a secret. He had to be the person that others wanted him to be. And I think that eventually got to him, okay? So let's see what other cards come up for him, because I feel I need to pull some more cards for him with the Shadow Oracle deck, because he working with a lot. Let's see. He is definitely working with a lot. Show us. Uh-oh. Two-faced, codependency, narcissism, what? Chakras, sabotage, success. Whoa, y'all. Look at this. Two-faced, living a double life. He was living a double life. This is not something that just happened before he met Shanann. This man has literally been living a double life for majority of his adult life. Okay, this is what this card is saying. He was not the Chris that everybody saw, not this quiet, timid person. He looked quiet and timid and all of that in public, but this is not who he was at the core of himself. He hid the other side of himself. All right, he hid that from Shanann. He hid that from everyone. Okay, I feel like only a few people may actually know who Chris is, but because they have their own secrets, they're not going to expose his. Okay, so this is why this card came up for him. Codependency. Look at that. He was codependent. So I feel like maybe he was on drugs. This represents some kind of substance abuse for him. He was codependent. He was codependent on something. So I'm not sure about that. You guys comment in the comment section. Let me know if y'all heard anything about him being addicted to drugs or anything like that. But this was codependency. He couldn't be he couldn't be his real self. So he became codependent on other things, whether that's alcohol, whether that's drugs or whatnot. And bam, narcissism. What did I tell y'all? Y'all don't have to believe me. Y'all don't have to believe me. But look at these cards. That's why when I pray, I say, God, connect me with these cards. Whatever the truth is, show it with the cards for the people. Because a lot of people think, psychic mediums, people like this are fake or whatever you want to, I don't care what you want to call it. I've been screaming narcissism from the beginning of this freaking reading. And look what card comes up. All right? So yes, Straight up narcissist. He is a covert narcissist. I'm going to make a video after this video to explain covert narcissism. Okay, but him and his mother, this is something that he inherited. He grew up with this, so he in turn became that person. All right, so he's a narcissist. His mama is a narcissist. Okay, so this exactly screams out what we've been seeing, how he handled the situation, him killing them, and then playing like nothing was wrong. Like he really truly thought he was gonna get away with it. The reason why he was confident like that, he is a narcissist. All right, there you go. All right, so the chakras card came up, sabotage, success. All right, so this card came up for him is he sabotaged Shanann. I feel as if he was jealous of her success when she finally got to that point. Because from what I understand, she was very successful in her business that she eventually, became to have. And she became successful. But narcissists, remember, they like to have the shine. Do you understand me? Shanann became a different person from what he first met her. She became confident. She, got the job that she loved, that she was good at. She started making her own money. She started being popular. For a narcissist, that's a no-go. They want the shine. So he was jealous of her. He was a type where, okay, yeah, you're successful, but it's because I'm working 9 to 5. I'm out here busting my behind making money. They're giving you enough time to sit home and focus on your business to grow. So he felt responsible for her success. He wanted to be part of that success. He felt as if it weren't for me, you wouldn't have what you have. You won't be as popular. If I didn't come and save you and be your knight in shining armor, you wouldn't be this person. All right? True narcissistic trait, but to me, like I said, a covert narcissist is worse than a narcissist to me because they're slick, they're devious, they're quiet. They're like a lion, stalking its prey. You know what I'm saying? You never see him coming. And that was the sad part. This is why nobody's seen it. Nobody didn't realize he was a narcissist until he actually killed her. Okay? So, this is what these cards are saying. Chakra, saying that he was very unbalanced. He was unbalanced in his body. He's just very unbalanced. I'm sure he's been diagnosed with some other disorders or whatnot. But that is what these cards are saying, especially the chakras card. He was very unbalanced. His chakras was unbalanced. His whole body was unbalanced. All right. He attempted to sabotage anybody around him that was being successful. And that meant Shanann. Like he was jealous of that. He was jealous of her success. He wanted to be the one that was successful. He wanted to be the one that was popular and to be seen, even though he didn't make that voiceful. In his heart, in his core, he hated it. He hated the attention. He hated her video and everything. He hated all of that. He hated that. So this is what the Shadow Oracle is showing us. It has spoken. It has shown. I don't have to pull no more cards. This is what I was waiting for. And it came up. Thank you, Spirit. So, yeah, this is what we're dealing with. Two-faced, codependent narcissist, yo. There we go. Whew. All right, so let's go to the next question before I get to the details of the murder, the night that he killed her. Because energetically, what she's showing me, it is not what he said. Even though he's confessed, he's still not telling the truth. He is still lying. Instead of just being real, you already caught, you already said you did this. But Chris, you are not telling the truth. You are still lying. You are still trying to save something within yourself to make you feel better. But we both know what happened. We both know what truly went on that night that you killed me. That's what she is saying. I want to know, how did he feel about his babies? His daughters, because what he did just overall just was horrible. He had no reason, no right. Only a monster can sit there, put his kids in the car, drive them to their death, kill them, and then dump them in oil tanks. Only a monster can do that. Nobody with feelings could do that. So let me see. How did he actually feel about his children? All right, that card popped up. How did Chris Watts feel about his children? And like I said before, just because some people want kids doesn't mean they need to have them. And there's so many people walking around like that. I know somebody knows somebody who has 1 or 2 kids or 6 children, and they are horrible parents. And they just so stuck on, I should have kids, I should be married. But everybody's not meant for that. And he's one of them. He should have never produced children. All right, show me. All right. He loved them. In a weird way, he loved his kids. You see, you have the Ace of Cups here. So he loved his children. He loved them. But it wasn't the love that, in his mind, it was love. Let me rephrase that. In his mind, he loved his children, like wholeheartedly. And as we know, he is mentally unstable. So his definition of love is all construed. But this is what the cards are showing me. He loved his kids. He loved them. He truly, in his mind, felt like he was the best dad. He had overwhelmingly just in awe of his children. He also enjoyed spending time with them, okay? So this is why you also see the 10 of Cups. Like, he enjoyed spending time with his children. He loved them. But he just, mentally, he had, the way he saw family was just off. It was just off. It was just not right. And this is how you know you're dealing with somebody with mental issues. Mental issues, okay? So even though he loved them the only way he knew how to love them, if that makes sense. And also, it just caused him to, like, be conflicted, okay? That's why you see the Moon card. He loved his children, but at the same time, he just felt like, you know, they were holding him back. They were holding him back, to be honest. That's what it's saying. They were holding him back. He loved them. He loved spending time with them. But deep down inside, he truly felt like they were just holding him back. He couldn't do what he wanted to do. He just was uncertain about the decision he made to have children. That is why when Shanann told him that she was pregnant the 3rd time, he was not too happy about that. It was the other woman, of course, the things he was doing, but also because even though he loved his daughters, he didn't, at that point when she was pregnant, he had already changed his mind. He's like, I don't want any more kids, because he felt like they had stopped him from doing so much. And at this point, he wants to be free. He wants to be free to do what he wants to do. And he knows since he's had children, he hasn't been able to really spread his wings and do the things behind, the things that he's been doing behind Shanann's back. He can't really do that fully, because sometimes he wanted to go and play, but he had to be home to babysit the girls. Or, you know, he probably wanted to go cheat with this person one night, but he promised to have a dinner date with Shanann. So he felt that there was inconvenience in him with his playtime. All right? His playtime. This fool is crazy. His playtime. That's what he felt. The main card I want y'all to focus on, though, is this 4 of Cups. This card says a lot about what he wanted, how he was feeling. Yes, he loved his kids. Yes, he loved them in his own way. But he started to have regrets. He started to have major regrets about having them, like I just said. And also, this is him like really thinking, meditating on a different life. He truly wanted a different life. This card, the Four of Cups, represents that. This is him contemplating, wishing, and hoping for a different life. He wanted something different. He didn't want his old life anymore. He wanted something new. And this is where this Kissinger lady comes in. He wanted that life with her. She was offering that to him, okay? She was offering him an out. And he was contemplating very hard about this. This consumed him. This consumed his everyday life. He was constantly in thoughts of, what should I do? How can I get out of this? I don't want this. I love my kids, but I kind of feel bad at the same time. I don't want them. I don't want them right now. I want to live my life. I want to be free. I want to go and do what I want to do. I want to accept this offer from this other woman that has been presented to me. I want to be able to, live the life. I don't want to be tied down. I don't want to live by the rules anymore. And this is him thinking of a master plan, thinking of an escape. Do y'all follow me? Okay? So, yes, he loved his kids, but in a weird, crazy, mental way that only he probably thinks, okay? So, that's what it is. He wanted a different life. He wanted to, maybe if he was older in a different stage, he felt that it would be better, but he felt that he was in his prime. And he wanted to enjoy life. He just felt like I should have waited to have kids. I should have waited a little while before I wanted to slow down, because he was not in a place where he was wanting to slow down. He felt like he had lived up to everybody else's expectation of who he supposed to be, his mother, that he never fully was able to be himself. This is why I tell people, live in your truth. Because eventually you are going to hurt someone because you weren't being real with yourself. You didn't get a chance to do certain things. Now you didn't put this person in a position and they didn't change their life for you. And now you want something different. You want to do something different. So don't waste anybody's time. Be honest. Be real how you feel. If you're having second thoughts, say it. If you feeling upset about something, say it. If you feel that right now y'all incompatible, say it. It can be multiple reasons for that imbalance. But nobody was vocal. He wasn't vocal. He definitely deceived Shanann 2,000%. He did not like her new attitude per se. He wasn't voiceful about that. He kept that to himself. So he started doing stuff behind her back in a slick manner. I'm gonna show you, but I'm not gonna show you directly in your face. I'm gonna do it indirectly. Okay, so this is what he did. Okay, so I'm gonna pick up these group of cards. I think this gave me the answer that I needed. All right, so we are going to ask about Kissinger. Because from what I've read, she has denied knowing anything about him being with his wife. And from her understanding, they were separated or whatever. And she had no clue that it was the way it actually was. She did not know that. That's a lie. That is a lie. I have to say for entertainment purposes only, but what I'm getting, that is a bold-faced lie. Okay? She knew Shanann and her husband was together. Like I said in this reading, he was always forthcoming when it comes to his wife. He was always truthful about that part. He let it be known, yes, I have a wife. I have a family. Okay? He made her look bad. Like, yeah, I'm still married. We're still together, but I'm unhappy that she does this and she does that. She doesn't satisfy this. She treat me like this. So, he put a negative spin on it and kind of got people to feel sorry for him. And so because his marriage was horrible, that's how he kind of got people to entertain him, basically. So we're going to see why Chris was attracted to her, which I already know. She was very into a lot of things that he was. She was willing, even if she hadn't done it before, she was willing to submit to him and give him what he wanted. And this made him fall for her even more. Like, she didn't judge him. You know, he felt comfortable enough to express certain things about himself, especially sexually. And she was willing to do it. Okay, Spirit, show me about Nichol Kissinger. I'm not going to get in details about her, personally, about her as a person and her childhood and all of that's not important. We just need to know her involvement with Chris, how much she knew. Okay, so that's what I want to know. Did she know that Chris was married? I already said what I'm getting, but I'm going to see if the cards show me. All right, these cards fell out. All right, we got those. Did she know he was married? Still with his wife. Literally still with his wife. Not separated, but with his wife. All right, let's see. Yes, she knew. But like I said, he made it seem as if there was a lot of issues and confusion in their marriage. This is why you see the Five of Wands. You see that? You see that? So a lot of confusion, fighting, you know, things like that. So that's how he got her. Just like I said, Spirit just validated it. We have the Five of Wands here showing conflict, fight. So this is what he told her. Okay, this is what he told her. He also told her that he just wasn't happy. He wanted to leave. You see the Three of Swords in reverse. Okay, so this is what he said. He wanted out. He didn't want to be with her. It was too much conflict, fighting every day. You know, he may even said that she was cheating. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised at this point of the lies he's told on Shanann. Okay. So he was reassuring her, like, look, this breakup with her was the right thing that I did. You know, right thing that I am doing. I need to get away from her. I don't want to be with her. He tried to smooth it over as, yes, I'm still with her, but I don't want her. The breakup is the best. And this is why you see the Three of Swords in reverse. It's like, he's like, you know, it's for the best. In his mind, this is going to not only be great for him, it's going to be great for Shanann. So he psyched it up in his mind and also buttered it up for Nichol, okay? She does not want to look bad. That's all this is. This is why she's saying he told me that they were separated. She knew that he was with his wife, but he did dress it up and said that, you know, he didn't want to be with her. It was a lot of confusion and fighting. Like, he really made it seem as if his life was miserable. Shanann was just horrible to him, ragging on him, talking to him bad, things of that nature, okay? So things began to move fast for him and Nichol. That's why you see the Chariot. They fell and fell hard and fell fast. Okay, I know they worked together, so maybe because they was around each other a lot at work, they, you know, got to know each other more. And let's be honest, when you work with somebody for a long hours at a time, you kind of see them more than you see your own family, you know. And it may have been a situation like that, working long hours, seeing each other every day, and that relationship went fast. Okay, everything was fast movement with that, and that was on Chris's part. He pursued her, or they may have pursued. I think it was. I feel like it was mutual, but I feel like when he figured out, okay, yeah, she wants me, he went in. Okay, he went in because, like I said, he's quiet. So he takes his time to feel out people. And when he filled her out and feel like, hey, she's being receptive to me. Oh, she does want me like this. Then all bets were off. He was in. Okay, that's all he needed. And this is what it's showing. And we have the Two of Pentacles, him trying to juggle home life and his mistress. Him trying to juggle his home life and his mistress, trying to figure out what to do, how to do it, what I'm going to do. How can I keep up these lies? How can I keep this up? It was tiresome, but he kept at it. He was like, this is where I want to be. He convinced himself, I have to juggle this just a little while longer. I have to fake the funk at home with my wife a little while longer, and then I'll be free to leave with Nichol. Okay? All of this she knew, though. It's not true that she said she did not know that they were still together. How can you be with this man? You seen him every day. All of that. He lied to you about that. He's never lied about being married. He's never lied about not being with his wife. That's it. Everybody knew about his wife, one way or another. They knew about her. Okay, he never hid that because he knew he needed to where people didn't want to come to his house. He knew he needed to be, because you know how you in a relationship, you like someone and then you want to, hey, can I come over to your house? I want to come spend time with you and all of that. He knew that eventually somebody would want to do that. So to avoid that, he had to be somewhat truthful about his relationship. But he had to make it seem like it was the most miserable, horrible thing in his life. Something that he's trying to break free from because she is a horrible human being. And that's what he did. He lied on her. He lied on her. Did they have problems? Yes. You know what I'm saying? They had problems. But it wasn't like she was this horrible person and he was so innocent. He had no involvement. He made it seem like he was doing everything he could. He's being a good husband, taking care of the home, treating her good and all this. And Shanann is treating him like trash. And that is also the reason why his mother felt the way that she did about Shanann. He was saying a lot behind Shanann back to his mother. Okay, so this is what caused the conflict. This is what caused the conflict. Okay, some of it. But he had the part in that because that's what he did. Anybody he let close to him, like super close to him, he bashed her. He bashed her. He didn't say anything good about Shanann. It was always he's the victim and she's treating him like trash. Okay, so when Nichol, she knew. All right, so this is what these cards are telling us. All right, what else? What made him attracted to Nichol? What made him fall in love with her? Because he loved her. He loves her. He loves her. I feel like he loves her. Like, it's sad to say, he still loves her. That's what I'm feeling. He still loves this woman. I don't know what she did in the short span of time, but she truly made this man, I don't know. It's just crazy. To the point that he'll kill his family to be with her. What is it about her? I know that she, you know, she satisfied his kinkiness, but what else did he like about her? Anything else besides sex? Because that's all I'm feeling and screaming and hearing is sex. What else? Well, why he like her? What did he want? What did she do for him? Let's see what else comes up. Okay, so let's see what these set of cards are trying to tell us. Okay, everyone. I don't like this row of cards. It's standing out to me. This is telling me, this is giving me a message about Nichol. You see this first card right here? What is this? The Nine of Cups. This is somebody planning. This is the planning. Getting things in order. Okay? Getting things in order. Setting up things. Planning for an escape. Five of Pentacles. Then we have what? The Ten of Swords. Spirit is speaking right now. Shanann is telling us, man. She is telling us what this woman... I don't want to say it. Again, entertainment purposes only. But these royal cards is saying to me that this was planned. His leaving was planned. Her death was planned. Nichol knows way more than what she's saying. She knows way more. But one thing I will say is that people don't understand the spirit world is so powerful. You think you're getting away with something. You think you are, but you are not. You are not. They see all and know all. Spirits exist. You can't mess over people and think that it's not being seen just because they're on the other side. No, spirit can influence. Spirit can influence. These cards right here tells me a story. It's telling us a story. This is planned, thought out, planning things, thinking things through, being strategic, trying to figure out how to do things, planning an escape, murder. You know, if you've been following me, you've been watching my readings, you know the Ten of Swords is not a good card. It's not a good card for me. This is death. This is a murder. This is a murder. This is a murder. And this is in her cards. This is in her cards. So this, she knows way more. This is why they're deleting text messages. Do you follow me? This is why they are deleting text messages. This is why those text messages was deleted. She knew his plan. She knew it. I'm so mad. I'm feeling it because I feel this is anger. This is Shanann's. I'm feeling her energy. She planned it. She is upset. Shanann is so angry. Like, you planned this. You knew what he was going to do. He spoke to you about it. He mentioned it to you. He mentioned it to you. And you were for it. You did nothing to stop him. And you know how sometimes you hear people say, yeah, they say they was going to do such and such, but I didn't believe them. I just thought they was just, cracking jokes. They was just talking out their head. No, this was planned. She knew what he was planning. Because he tricked her, he manipulated her and made her feel this is his only way out. The only way I'm going to be saved and for us to be together and be out this misery, because if I let her live, she's going to ruin me. If I let her live, she's going to take my children away from me. If I let her live, she's going to bash me. If I let her live, she's going to ruin my reputation. Remember, he's a narcissist again. I'm going to keep telling y'all this. He's a narcissist. Appearances is everything. So this was planned from these cards. She knew about it. She knew about the plan. She knew about the departure. She knew about the death, okay? And all of this is for them to be together. They really, truly felt that they were meant to be together. They're soulmates. And they really are. They are. But was it the right way to go about it? No. No. Just separate, divorce your wife and move on. but he felt he had to because he knew that he would lose more than what he would gain, especially as far as finances. Okay, he knew that he would have to pay child support or alimony or whatever, and also his reputation would be tarnished. But if he can come up with a plan to make it seem like she was, she left or something else happened besides him having anything to do with it, that's what he was going to do. And she knew about it. She knew about plans. If she didn't know all of it, he has spoken to her about it. He had spoken to her about it, and she believed him. She knew what he was going to do. She knew what he was going to do. She probably didn't know all the gory details, but she knew it. She knew it. All this for them to be together, 4 of Wands. He wanted to marry her, and that's why she wanted to do it. She's like, okay, well, whatever we need to do for us to be together and be happy, just do it. If you're confident enough to think you can get away with it, if you're confident enough to think that, this is what's going to help us truly be together and live the life that we want, do it. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm hearing. She may not have said those words outwardly, but that's how she was feeling inwardly. Okay? So, yes, they loved each other. All of that. I truly believe they're soulmates. They're soulmates. But the thing is, it was wrong. If you knew, okay, this marriage isn't working, we tried, we're just not right for each other, do it the right way. Why did you have to kill her? Why did you have to kill your babies? Why did you have to do that? And that's what we're going to ask now. That is my last question, because this video has already been too long. Because like I said, it did not happen the way he said it happened. But I'm going to see what the cards say and give you what I get spiritually, intuitively, okay? So the next question is, did he tell the truth? Not the first lie he told, but the final confession. Was it true? Did it go down the way he said it did? He said Shanann got home. It got in the argument because he told her that he wanted to separate a divorce. If I'm wrong, please let me know. I'm not really sure all the details. I can't remember. But from what I remember is, they got into it because he sat down and told her, hey, I don't think this is working. I think we should separate. And Shanann told him, well, you never seen your kids again. And that's when he snapped. So we'll see. Spirit, show me what happened. Is it true what Chris said in his last confession of how everything went down with the murders? With him killing Shanann and his babies. Was there an argument prior to the murders? Was there an argument prior to the murders that set him off? All right, we got the 8 of Swords. Show me the truth. Use me as a vessel on today. So cups. Okay, from this first set of cards, you guys, we got our answer. We truly have our answer right now. She never saw it coming. The 8 of Swords. You see in this card, the person is blindfolded. She literally did not see this coming. She was not prepared. She did not see it coming at all. This is heartbreaking. She didn't see that coming. And we have the Ace of Cups. Shanann, when she came home, she was expecting to talk to her husband, but it wasn't in a negative way. She wanted to show her love. She wanted to really still fight for her marriage. She wanted to know what was going on, of course, but all in all, her mindset was to attempt to save her marriage because she truly loved this man in spite of. Okay, now we have the Two of Cups in reverse. Okay, so we all know what that means. There was a disconnect. There was, even though she wanted to work it out, this is him. He did not want to work it out. Okay, he did not want to work it out. Okay, so when she came home, there was no argument. She was caught off guard. Okay, caught off guard. And also you see we have the Ace of Cups and the King of Cups here. This is showing me that it was actually the opposite. It wasn't an actual argument. I feel like he kind of buttered it up. I feel like it was a situation where they did talk, but it was more a loving conversation. And that's why we have the King of Cups here and the Ace of Cups. Okay, the Ace of Cups represents Shanann, her overflowing love and emotion, her intentions when she came home. She was ready for whatever answers she got from him, but the answers that she wanted, she didn't get. He still lied to her. He was still telling her, no, I love you. I want to be with you. I want to be with this family. It's not what you are thinking. And, even though, I've been having second thoughts of our relationship, I truly do love you. I want to be with, I truly love you. I think I want to work on this relationship. So it was like, even though he knew he didn't, he lied to her to butter her up. Okay? He lied to her to butter her up. It was premeditated. His plan was to make her feel good. Talk to her when she get home, whatever conversation they had prior about him being unhappy or whatever happened, that signified maybe he may not want to be with her anymore. When she got home, that is not the conversation that was had. So it was the quite opposite. It wasn't an argument. It was more of a reconciliation talk. Okay, so he lied. So Shanann is showing us, no, don't say there was an argument and I told you that you won't see your kids no more. That is a bull-faced lie. That's not what happened. You lied to me. You buttered me up. You made it seem like, hey, we're going to work on things. You love me. You love your family. You want to make it work. You let me go to bed. You let me come home. You let me believe this. You let me believe this before you killed me. You lied to me, manipulated me to put me in a certain state of mind, to ease my worry and frustration, to surprise me and kill our children. So this is what he did. Okay? So he's lying about that. That was no argument to the point like he confessing that he don't want to be with her no more and all of that. It didn't go down like that. Even if that was mentioned, it was like a resolve. Like whatever issues they had, they sat down like adults and talked about it. It wasn't like no hard down argument or whatever. She really wanted to make her marriage work. She was pregnant, for God's sake. She was willing to work and do whatever it took to keep her husband. And he made her feel like, it was okay. And she was basically, of course she had her reserves about it, but she was like, okay, maybe this is going to work. And then he turned around and betrayed her like that. Betrayed their family. All right, so let me see what else. Show me what else we need to know regarding that night. Yeah, y'all. 3 of Swords came up. Let's see. What else we need to know? Yeah, it is quite the opposite. You know that he has hurt her. He was apologizing. I'm telling you guys, he was buttering her up, making her feel like, hey, I am still the man I once was. You remember this card came up earlier in the reading? The Eight of Pentacles, building a home. This is what he made her feel like, hey, I'm going to be that man that you first met, that man who said that he would protect you. He would, do all he can as a man to make sure his family is together and safe. He did that to her that night. He did that. He lied to her. This is what he did. This is what he did. And he got her hopes up. You see, we have the Six of Wands. We have the Lovers. This is what he did. He's lying. So he's lying about that part, you guys. That is not how this went down. He just cold-heartedly told her what she wanted to hear. And then he turned around and killed her. That's what happened. That's what happened. Reason why he killed Shanann, because she said you're never going to see your children again, and it had a big argument, and how all that went down. That's completely false. And my question is, why still lie when you're already convicted, you're already guilty? But in his mind, he has to have a legit reason. In his psyche, in his mind, he needs some type of form of justification. So he's justifying killing her. And so he wanted sympathy for that. Like, her saying she's going to take away the kids drove him to doing this. And so that's what he did. So he had to make up a story about her arguing with him, to get into it, threatening to take the kids. And this made him react. This is not true. Okay? As you can see with these cards, that was not true. He recognized, he was hurting her. He wanted to change. He started promising her, I'm going to do right. All of that. All in all, still planning his exit. Planning his exit. Okay? So he lied. That's not what happened. That is not what happened. And Shanann wants it to be known. Shanann wants y'all to know, because that matters to her. It matters. It matters. For you to say, I threatened you and gave you a reason to hurt me. And some people minds are so warped and messed up. Some people would justify that. Well, dang, she's talking about taking his kids and all of that. Like, I don't know, I might snap too. My girl talking about I will never see my kids again and all of that. So he knew that some people would be on his side because of that and feel sorry for him. And she wants to know that is not what happened. This is not what happened. I was manipulated. I was lied to. He made me feel like there was a possibility of us working this out. And then turn around in the next breath and kill me. Whew. All right, y'all. That is it for this reading. I know this reading is so long. I'm not sure when I edit this how long it's going to actually be. But I hope you guys got some answers that you needed, some detailed answers about the personalities of Chris and Shanann, a little deeper, okay, perspective on their relationship, why he did it, the truth about certain things, especially when it came to the other woman, and about Chris. And I don't know, I just pray for her and her babies. That's all I can say. I can pray for her and her babies, because they didn't deserve that. They did not deserve to die. And they definitely did deserve to die the way that they died. So, I'm going to go. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do. I would love to have you in the Magic Tribe. And also make sure you click the notification bell so you can know when I make my next video. The next video will be very soon. I'm not going to have a long span of time in between videos. So be expecting one from me really, really soon, okay? Also, if you've been wanting to get a reading from me, I am still not accepting personal readings. I just don't have the time, you guys. I don't have the time. I have other things that's going on, so I truly just cannot. I miss you guys. I miss doing them, but I just cannot give 100%. And I feel like if I can't give you guys 100%, I'm not giving none of it, okay? I'm not giving any of myself if I cannot give 100%. Okay, so I will alert you all when I am back doing personal readings. All right, so all right, I'm gonna go. Thank you all, and until next time, peace and blessings.